your vows.
Could she have
That's
sex?
what cheating is.
Could she have sex in her state? Or was she like too sick to?
Well, before she got, as she was starting to get sick, she could still have sex. But like, come on.
You don't want to do that to your wife. You don't want to do that.
Was she?
No.
Still. Was she? But did she still twitch? Did she ride the dick? What the fuck is going on?
No, that's not what I was saying. That's not what I was saying, Walker. No, that's not what I was saying.
The pussy hits. Could she ride it? Could he give her back shots? Was she weak enough to suck the dick?
Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to another episode of King's Corner. I am your host, AD the Kingmaker, and today I have two very, very, very special guests. To my left, as y'all know, we got Too Real. Too Real, how you doing? How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm good, boss. We back at it.
Yes, sir. We're about to do a part two, and then to my right, I have Cookie. You said Cookie Lines? It ain't Cookie Line. Cookie Line.
Rebuilding the empire.
Yes. How you doing?
We can go with that. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So we're going to continue the conversation. And if you haven't seen it, I did a podcast, like my debut towards the internet, right? On the Really Speaking podcast. Yeah. I think that you got a lot of feedback from women in the DMs.
Did I?
And we're about to get into it. And you're going to hear the Kingmaker respond to these women. Now, here's the thing. Before you hear me respond, just know 75% of women make less than $50,000 a year. So most of these responses statistically are coming from broke bitches. So I'm responding to that with love. Let's jump into it. That's the numbers. Beyonce not in there. Kim Kardashian not in them responses.
That's what it is.
Oh man, listen, I swear to God, dog, we was dropping them clips, they was going so crazy, and it was just so many people like, what the hell, like, and some people agree with you though, like some women actually, some of them broke bitches you're talking about, they agree with you, but most women had a little pushback about some of the shit you said, like,
okay.
So one woman told me, she said, she wanted to know about your upbringing. She said, was you raised with two parents because of your ideas in life? Like, because one woman said, she said, you seem not to like women. That's what you giving. You giving a man that, she said, you don't like women and like you feel like you was raised by a woman or a stud or a drug abuser.
I get that.
A woman, a stud, or a drug abuser.
It's giving. It's giving.
So first of all, hey, for real though, like,
That's hilarious.
Giving.
Was you raised by both parents or just by your mother?
I was raised in a lot of different places by quite a few different people.
Oh, wow.
So looking at my childhood, I thought it was just normal. I'm realizing all that change is called instability. You know what I'm saying? So was I raised by my mother for a point of time? Yes.
Okay.
And that was probably the most chaotic point in time, right? But I also was raised with my father. We lived together before, right? We lived separately. I lived with him for a bit. I lived with her for a bit. I lived with my aunt. I was all over the place, right? But I will say, again, when I was with my mom, who was a single mother the entire time, I saw her make a lot of bad decisions. A whole lot. So many bad decisions that, like, at a young age, I remember the moment. I'm not going to tell y'all the story when I came to it, but to save her face. But I remember the moment where I was like, oh my God, I can't let this lady make decisions for me. I need to be making decisions for myself, because this is not going to end well. You know what I'm saying? And I was in like 9th grade when that happened. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to make good decisions my damn self. Right. That being said, I love women. Right. The whole reason I'm doing all of this is, one, to make men better. And then when men get better, women then have better options to choose from. Right. Nice. Now they don't have to lead themselves and be strong and independent. They can actually go get a man they want, because what most of them are doing not wrong. I don't want to be judgmental. What most of them are doing are settling for men they really don't like. He's convenient. And then you treat him like a nigga who's convenient, because if you like that man, you wouldn't be in a sexless marriage with that man. But most marriages are sexless. There's a lot of husbands out there who are like, they haven't had sex with their wife in months or years. I heard a nigga say 10 years. Bitch, I'd have been what, 10 years without sex? Do you know what that is? That's cruel. And why is she not having sex with him? Because she don't feel safe. And she settled for a nigga she don't feel safe with. So I'm just the nigga coming out saying, hey, stop settling. Go get the best man that you can. Or if you're gonna be with that man and stop trying to change that man. And if you that man, leave that woman alone. Because she don't like you.
Hold on.
She don't like you.
I feel like you need a hug.
I do like hugs.
I immediately knew, y'all, first of all, I'm Cookie. I came in last minute on this, but something in my mind also said, I want to know this man's upbringing because it literally lays the foundation for how you speak on Black women. And the fact that
you... About Black women. I'm talking about women.
Okay, women. Okay, say women in general.
Okay.
But your mom was Black, correct?
Correct.
Unless you're Cuban or something.
And I prefer Black women.
Oh,
I love Black women more than any other race of women. And I'm going to tell them the truth.
Okay, but here's my thing. We all know that a lot of our decisions and our ideologies toward each other, the root of it is our upbringing. And the fact that you kicked off that you were raised in a lot of places and the one person that brought you into this world was unstable, I think it gives to you just kind of having this reckless ideology towards women. Your mother was not a safe space for you.
I don't know about it reckless. I just understand women like for what they are and who they are. And
they're not broke bitches though.
No, not all of them. Just 75% of them. And so
who was taking these? Who was doing these?
How much is $50,000 a lot of money?
It's not a lot of money, but there are a lot of women that make more than that don't report their income, that are entrepreneurs. We in Dallas. If
you're an entrepreneur and you're not reporting your income,
come on now. We had the pandemic. You know everybody ain't reporting their goddamn income. A lot of men ain't doing it. That's why you ain't got to pay child support because
that's not a man or woman thing. That's it. If you're an entrepreneur who's not reporting your income, we know what kind of entrepreneur you are.
Yeah, but we all know kitchen braiders. Come on, you grew up. You know.
I'm not judging.
I'm not saying it's legal, but there are some girls out here charging $400 for box braids, knotless braids. They're not
making $500,000 a year. They're not making enough to where they feel the need to report their taxes, and that's okay.
No, a lot of them,
they're either going to go to jail.
Have financial literacy. They're probably going to go to jail. You are right.
Okay,
but there are folks that are getting to the bag that people don't know about, and you know men like this as well. You know some hustlers that's slanging some shit out the trunk that's not being reported.
Can I say something?
Go for it.
Gentlemen, lady.
I'm a lady.
Yeah. Lady. So, one thing I understand, we are it is on the platform, and I get it. But one thing I'm not really into, I'm not into gender wars. Like, so hear me out. What I mean by that is, if we gonna be on niggas, on men, we gonna stick on men. We're not gonna be like, well, women do. Yeah. We're not gonna defer to that because that's more like not taking accountability. I like to stay on one in particular, and like he know. I always take up for women in this aspect. Women are natural reactors of actions, meaning that it takes for a man to do something for a woman to respond to it. So what I was saying is, I personally don't like gender wars. You know what I'm saying? I like to focus on one in particular gender and we stay on there because what you get up, you get a lot of back tit for tat. So what I was saying was, women are natural reactors of action. So who does the action? The man. Find a woman in America that's truly happy and she gonna go outside and cheat. Find a man that's truly happy. We're gonna go outside, see a bitch with a fat ass at a gas station, and we forget about our whole family. So really, in my mind, women are reactors of action. So Joe made a song in the 90s called What If a Woman Was Just Like You? 30 years today, that is ringing true because women are now took the worst version of men's and became it. And now we sitting here mad looking at a problem that we created. So most men who are weak, Black men, weak, they want to go to another race because they don't want to face the problems that they created. So I'm big on that. But I got a question for you. How do you feel about women preaching divine femininity but constantly glorifying drama and chaos?
I think femininity is chaotic in nature.
Take your time, King.
It is. Femininity is chaos. It's chaotic.
Oh, wait. So you feel like femininity is chaotic?
Yes.
Hold on, what aspect?
And I don't mean like, I'm being literal. Like, I'm talking about like,
because you know what I mean when they glorify drama and chaos.
Yeah.
Baddie shows, all this. Like, women are preaching.
Why do you think women watch those shows? I had a woman tell me why.
I feel like it's just the negative aspect because most people want to be lit. Like right now, even men want to be lit. They don't want to be rich. They want to look lit. They don't want to get rich. Women want to just be a part of it. Like women are naturally want to be a part of something.
I agree.
So women are natural followers of things. That's why they look for a man to lead, because they want to follow.
Okay.
It's something now with social media is like ruining people's brain and how they think.
Okay.
So it looks like something they want to be a part of.
So,
and it's way more ratchet people than it is uppity, prissy people. So it's a demographic for that.
I agree. And I will say that women watch that shit for sport. Okay. They watch it because they'll see woman A do something wrong to woman B and then manipulate woman B to come back and apologize to woman A when she did the shit that's like to women, they watch that and they're like, ooh, shit, I'm gonna use that. The same way that niggas watch like Steph Curry do all this, but oh, bro, I'm gonna take that to it's sport. So they enjoy that. This is sport to them because it is chaotic, right? And when I say chaotic, a nice way to say that is they need fluctuations. They need to feel good and they need to feel angry and they need to feel sad. Like they need to feel all the emotions there are to be felt. That's what I mean by chaotic.
Cookie, what you think about that?
I feel like, are we talking about
Like
25-year-old girls or grown-ass women? Because when we talk about shows like Bad Girls, Michelle Obama did an interview recently and said one of her favorite shows to watch is Love and Hip Hop. Michelle Obama, this is our former first lady. Okay. This is the epitome of class. And she said, because it's funny to watch those things, because we like to decompress and we all know somebody on those casts. So we do it to decompress. It doesn't mean we like chaos. It means that when I'm taking a break from my 9 to 5 or me having to be put together all the time, I want to laugh. I don't want to be like them girls. I want to laugh. And the funny thing about y'all saying women like chaos right now, grown women are going to therapy. They're taking care of their mental health. They are seeking peace. They are cutting off negative connections. We actually don't like chaos. So what we entertain for 30 minutes to decompress from being a mother, being all these things, we just having fun with it. But when we get done, we get back to business. So no, grown ass women don't like chaos. Maybe 20-some-year-old girls do, but you got to watch what type of women you hang around that you're entertaining, because we ain't with the bullshit.
Yo, my man, what up? Listen to me. I know you get tired of being in a sexless relationship. Or if not, I know you get tired of having sex with the same woman over and over and over again. Even if you love her, I know it becomes boring. But don't worry, I got you. I want you to click the link in the description and go get your hands on a copy of the Poly Blueprint. Keep her, add more. In this blueprint, you'll discover how to transition your relationship from monogamy to polyamory, where it's open on your side but not hers. I teach you how to do this in an honest and safe way. No lying, no begging, no convincing, no compromising who you are in the process. Learn how to become her best option, introduce healthy competition, and set the standard for an effortless, authentic dynamic where she defers to you for all of the major decision making, and thus you get to call all the shots while she smiles and says, "Sir, yes, sir." If you're ready to step into your full masculine power, gain variety, and still keep her loyal, this guide will show you how. So pause the video right now, click the link in the description, and go get this blueprint right now.
We been there, done that. We survived our reckless 20s. We made our dumbass decisions, and now we like, I want peace, because chaos is expensive. What I watch for 30 minutes,
why
I love Real Housewives of Atlanta.
watch WNBA for entertainment?
We do watch WNBA for entertainment. Listen, I literally moved to Dallas from keeping up with women's basketball. One of my best friends.
There's a lot of things you can watch for entertainment.
Coach in Mississippi State. No,
that's mean. That's mean. I can't do that. That's mean.
But that's the thing. And you made a comment.
Watch a lot of things.
Listen, and he mentioned that we're all followers. No, I disagree. I would say it's the other way around. You can have a crew of women. One can be a lawyer.
That's not what I said.
One can, you know what you said. You said that we all going to be a part of something.
They followers of leaders.
Women can be in a group. You can have a lawyer, a ratchet hood rat.
Yeah, women can't.
I'm saying that you can have so many different personalities in one group. We all do what we want to do. We can respect each other's differences, and we all still make our own decisions. We don't all want to be like each other. Again, grown women, because I don't know what kind of girls y'all be around, but we're talking grown ass women. We want to vibe and have a safe space in our circles, but we ultimately do our own thing. We are leaders.
Well, let's go to the next question, though. Because I already know this gonna go back and forth.
So my next question to you is: can a woman who's been independent too long truly submit to a man without it being performative.
Yes.
Well, first of all, who the hell trying to perform?
She's triggered by all these questions.
First of all, you can't trigger a grown woman that's done the self work.
Okay.
But a woman that's listening to foolery is gonna go, wait, are we talking about a 21-year-old or me?
Can a woman truly be independent? A woman who's been independent for so long,
yes,
can she truly submit to a man without it being performance?
I'm gonna give you an example. Jazzy Brown.
You gotta answer the question.
I'm gonna give you a prime example. Jazzy Brown.
Yes or no?
Yes, I'm giving you I want to give you an example. I don't want to just say yes. I want to give you an example. Jazzy Brown is Cam Newton's baby mama. Hold on, because we're gonna talk some real shit today.
Okay.
Before she got with this man, this girl used to sit in her car on Instagram talking crazy about women, calling them dummies. If you get with this kind of man, if you get pregnant by this man, she talked about all the things. But when she got with somebody that apparently made her feel safe, everything she said went out the window. Why? Because she got the man she wanted. Now she's talking about cooking for 8 kids and that she's going through postpartum and that nobody's checking on her. She's pregnant with their second child. She is a complete 180 of who she used to be in that car. Why? Because she found somebody that for her made her feel safe. It don't matter how strong and independent we are. When we meet that dude, that nigga, that makes you feel like you can put it down.
That's true.
We go against everything we preach.
She became the poster child of everything she was talking about.
Same thing though.
He's the poster child.
Whether she's the poster child or not, he made her feel safe enough to become that poster child.
It's a saying, right? And I say this all the time. Be careful what you despise the most in people, because you could become what you despise the most.
I've been saying that.
You got to be careful about what you despise.
But she got the man she truly wanted.
That's what I think about that. So
she winning.
What you think about
her, she's winning.
Yeah.
You feel like
if she meet that nigga, yeah.
If she meet that nigga, okay.
Same thing she's saying, more concise. Just
we all do. We get that dude we want, everything we preached, everything we talked about.
But I will say this though. The higher her income, the harder that is. And the higher income, the likelihood that it never happens.
Okay.
That is true. I
think so many women want a king, but they move like a court jester.
We don't.
A woman asked that?
What the fuck are these women?
So many women. Oh, that must have been a man. A man must have asked that question.
A man that want a man.
They want a king, and they move like a jester. So one, this is my slogan right here. It don't matter what a woman wants. Don't even concern yourself with it. Don't ask. It don't matter, because they want a whole bunch of shit. Like if she wants you, she wants you. Period. So, and here's the thing: she can want to be a doctor or a lawyer or whatever, but it's like, hey, well, baby, you try to go that way, I'm going this way. So if you want me, then that don't matter no more. You can do that, or you can do this, but I'm going this way. So it don't.
Absolutely.
None of that matters. So it doesn't matter. And that's just the first thing I'm always go to when I hear women want move like court jesters, because they didn't have their daddies in their life and they didn't feel safe. So they see, because think about it, bro. Your father is the one and only man, outside of maybe your uncles, right?
Yeah.
Where he loves you for you and does not want sex in return. They've never had strong masculine safety nurturing from a man who did not want something from them. Every man they've ever met in their life has wanted to hit.
Yeah. Now, I'll be honest with you. Through my experience, the way my assertiveness is, and I'm like a man's man. Through my encounter, this is not all women, but this the women I encountered in my years on earth. I've been dealing with women since '99. A lot of women that grew up without father figures do not like men of authority. They do not like a man that, because my sister grew up with her father. When my sister daddy used to tell her, you call in and check with your mama when you go to them little house parties. You call in and do that. They was used to authority figure from a man. So now when she gets a husband, a boyfriend, she don't mind checking in. She don't mind telling them.
It makes her feel safe, like her daddy did.
I made it.
Yep.
But you don't got a daddy or a father, you go with that man like, I ain't gotta tell you where I'm like, it's just the resistance against that figure. Because I see that with the sample size of women I deal with. Women who grow up without father figures, it makes it more difficult for them to deal with a man of authority. Now, nigga, you can run over a man, you can push over easy, you can do your thing with a man who holds himself in the regard and he has a standard set for himself that he's gonna.
And there are very few men like that. Yeah. Very few men like that, and them the ones they want.
Come on, cookie line.
So, and a lot of these, and we get into this habit of saying women that grew up without fathers, even though I grew up.
So you don't believe that's true to know?
I'm really big on personal stories.
You sound like you didn't grow up with your daddy.
I was raised by a man, so that's why I love conversations like this.
Okay.
Let's play.
Okay.
Let's play.
She did like women who ain't raised.
By the time I was 14, I was being raised by a widow man, 15, okay? And contrary to popular belief, because a lot of men think that, well, it's a single mother that taught you to be like this. My grandfather and my grandmother were married for 30 plus years.
Okay.
When she got sick, and again, she was one of them stay at home, don't talk back, hot meals, all of that. He coached Little League. She was at every game in the heat, never complained. When this woman got sick and could no longer do those things, guess what he did? Before she even died, he started to move on. So what I learned from him is that, number one, men move on quick, but also he was the person that pounded into my head. Don't you wait for these niggas to give you shit. Always have your own. Always be independent. Again, this is a man that taught me this. And I think a huge part of the reason that he taught me that is because he knew what type of man he was to my grandmother, and that she couldn't survive without him, yet he didn't appreciate her when she needed him the most. So because of what I witnessed, and again, after she died, within 7 months, y'all, he moved the mistress into our home with her 2 children that she had custody of. So I watched a man have a woman that loved him, loved his dirty draws, did everything that y'all say we need to do to be considered valuable. And again, when she got to the end of her life, he moved on. I learned that men move on quick, but that man taught me you better have your own. And it took for me to get to my 30s to go, oh, because he didn't want me to end up like her. He didn't want me on my deathbed wishing the person that I did all these things for was there for me. So yeah, everything I learned was from a nigga.
Yeah, real quick before we move on to the next question, I'm gonna be honest with you, sincerely and wholeheartedly, I do understand like what you went through from a personal aspect, right?
Yeah.
But also I had to learn this for myself because I did this a lot. What you did is a normal human reaction that we all do. And what it is you take a real personal situation that's very personable to you and personalize it, and then you project it on each and every individual. So what you're doing right now, you are projecting.
No, I'm not.
Projecting from a sense of you are, in your mind, if you had an up-close view of a man doing this to a woman that he should have loved, your projections tell you that that's what most men are going to do, if not all. And it's okay because we all do that. We project. I only can tell you what I've been through and project from that. And I project that on people I meet because if I can't, what else can I give you outside of the personal experience?
But pause. I said he taught me that.
Right, but
I didn't say I moved through life with that lesson. Even though even though I learned that lesson from him, I still went on to rely on a man to take care of me, to do everything that he said I needed to do, even though he wasn't right for me. So again, I said it wasn't until my 30s. So that means that through my 20s, I still did what most women.
Give it up.
I get what you're saying, but again, it took me to grow up to be like, I understand why he wanted me to be that way. It don't mean I became hyper independent. I relied on somebody for a while who I was making more money than, but because he was a man, I was trying to fall into this role that we're supposed to fall into, even though it was clear I was carrying. So I don't project, but I just want to make it clear that whole you wasn't raised by a man. Baby, let me shut that shit down real quick. That ain't what it is, because some of us was taught by y'all to be hyper.
That's not what I said though. I said you sound like you weren't raised by your daddy. I didn't say a man.
Father figures coming off, whether it's your, but here, hold on.
That's the next question.
No. We don't.
That's not, you changed my word. I didn't say a man. I said you're a father.
Okay, my grandfather was my father.
No, that's a grandfather. That's different.
He was a father to me. So
my daddy be my grandfather?
Well, why would he be your grandfather?
Exactly. That's what you sound like.
But he was a father figure.
He's my father.
I ain't gonna get to the bottom.
I said my grandfather adopted me, so that makes him my father.
For sure.
Unless you're rearranging what.
I got a question for you.
Okay.
AD.
Yeah.
Why is financial stability the only form of masculinity some men care about?
Financial what?
Why is financial stability the only form of masculinity that most men care about?
Because they think that that's what you need to get a woman. Yeah, that's what they think. I used to think like that. Like you need to give a woman something in order to get what you want from her.
So what's the other forms of masculinity?
Your masculine side is your thinking. You're thinking and you're doing stuff. So when you're thinking about things and you're physically doing things with your body or your mind, that is your masculine, right? Mm-hmm. Money is money. That like provision. Here's provision to me is like survival. I am making it such that it is easier for you to survive, right? But if we're talking about resources, money is just a resource. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think about like old caveman times. Like, I'm going to go out and hunt and bring back some meat, right? And if you want to survive off something other than nuts and berries and shit you can get, you want some substance, you gonna have to come get it from me, right? What men today are doing, they're just giving their substance away for free, thinking, oh, I'm gonna attract the woman. It's like, no, that's not how you do it, sir. You have it, you have the power, and if she wants it, she gotta come do something for it.
Okay.
Because you put in work to get that, whether it's money or anything else.
So in that case, then, why do so many men expect loyalty from women that they haven't provided security for?
Expect loyalty. So women are loyal to their emotions. Women are not.
But men expect loyalty from women that they haven't even provided that aspect of security for. Because women have to feel secure to even give you that type of loyalty. What security you giving a woman that has, because women have multiple options. And if a man, I feel like it's an unrealistic expectation sometimes.
For a man to expect loyalty from a woman that he did not
provide that security for it, that financial security, that blanket that she needs. So why is that?
So when you start talking about expectations, now we get into disappointment. You can't let a nigga who you don't expect high and much of cannot disappoint you. Right? So they are expecting too much of women. They're not loyalty. Look, honesty, loyalty, trustworthiness, all that shit. That don't mean nothing in female nature. That don't mean a damn thing.
So you basically telling men to have low expectations of women?
I'm saying not to expect loyalty. Like, because a woman is loyal to her emotions. So men, we're loyal to our word. Women are loyal to their emotions.
We're not though.
Right? And so do you lie often? Are you a liar, or would you consider yourself an honest person?
In both.
Okay, this nigga honest. But like, if you give your word to a man, you intend to come through on it, correct?
Yeah.
Do you think that a woman moves throughout the world that way? Most women. Or do you think they just say shit?
It goes back to what I said at the beginning. Women are natural reactors of actions. What was the action that allowed her to be disloyal? What was the action that allowed her to not commit? What was the action that
she wanted to do?
Action.
She did what she wanted to do. If you could make if I could make a woman do anything, I would push a button and make her sit down and be quiet.
See, but
so she do what she want to do. You can't control a woman. You can.
But then what you speaking of, I can't agree with that because I don't think them women. That's not women. Like, women go back to the natural essence of who she is as a woman. She don't subscribe to the I'm finna go fuck off. I'm finna go do them hoes and bitches and childish and immature. Women.
Oh, you making this distinction? Okay.
I don't want to box that in as a woman because, like she was talking about earlier, she said. Them younger women y'all talking about, older woman is therapy, older woman. So it's like we have to categorize that shit from a maturity standpoint and an age bracket. And like we say, all men ain't men. You got men, you got niggas, you got fuck niggas, you got lames, just like you got bitches, you got hoes, you got everything.
That's a lot of words. That's a lot of categories.
Yeah, it's a lot of categories.
So let me simplify and say this then. Women are loyal to their emotions. If you want her to be loyal to you,
you believe all women are loyal to their emotions.
That's false.
If a woman is loyal to her emotions, so the only way to get her to be loyal to you is to be able to direct her emotions.
Damn.
What are we, puppies?
You must direct her. She's not going to be loyal to you if she don't see no benefit in being loyal to you. She must benefit somehow.
Man,
how can she benefit from loyalty to you? You can provide financially, you can provide certainty, you can provide a safe place for her to let her emotions out. You must provide something for her to then give you loyalty. Why would she provide it for no reason? That don't even make sense.
Because women will provide loyalty in situations where they are being abused, where you ain't got no money at all because they've been with you so long and they invested all this time. They don't want to start over.
Do you think that some women learn to love abuse?
Well, I mean, now let's get into a whole different conversation. That's the cycles of abuse. That ain't something that happens overnight.
It's a yes or no question, though.
No, it's not really loyal to abuse. It's a process.
I didn't say
loyal to abuse.
That's not what I said.
Okay,
I said, do you believe that some women fall in love with being abused? Like they see abuse as love. They're wrong. But they begin to believe if he abuses me, that means he cares about me. That means he loves me. Do you believe that there's some women?
They fall in love with it.
Do you believe that there are some women out there who think abuse equates to love?
I think there are some women that think because that's what they're taught. It means if you don't know different.
Okay, so what I'm saying, in her mind, him abusing her is of benefit to her. I'm not saying it's true.
No, not a benefit.
That's how she perceives it.
That's what she's probably seeing.
And that's what I'm saying.
Mom her dad beating her mama ass. So habits. That doesn't mean she's falling in love with it.
Okay, she's comfortable with abuse. Would you agree with that? There's some women who become comfortable.
She doesn't know anything else.
Would you? I didn't ask that. I asked,
I'm telling you what it is.
Would you agree that there are some women who become comfortable with abuse?
Yeah, they don't know anything else.
So by abusing her, you are providing her comfort. It sounds backwards. It don't make no sense. But in her human psychology, it does.
We need to start researching abuse. I'm gonna need Black men to really research abuse and the cycles of it, because this is crazy.
So this is the thing about it.
For your daughters, for your granddaughters,
I think collectively we all got triggers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is like when I see a woman acting out right,
mm-hmm.
or being how you saying they are,
mm-hmm.
that comes from something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got a lot of I go back to what she said with the therapy. People have to find different ways to heal, because modernly women are taught
mm-hmm.
to get over a man, you got to get under another man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the concept in women. Nobody takes time to really heal and focus on the things they need to focus on to even have them emotions removed from them.
Mm-hmm.
Because all it takes is you was with her telling her, man, that shit don't look good on you, putting her down, making her feel bad. Me and her go on a date, she walk outside, I'm like, baby, I don't really compliment your skin. Guess what? We both said the same thing, but I had different intentions. It was constructive. He was putting you down. She triggered, and she just believed that's what it is. So they box a lot of their triggers to one category.
I hear that. Or he just didn't know how to properly communicate. He didn't know. It could have came from a good place. He just don't, and that's a skill. Learning to communicate it in such a way that she can receive it. That is a skill, and most of these men don't have it.
We get disagreement here. When women get out of a bad situation, we're the ones more likely to take time to heal and take bouts of celibacy instead of just moving quick. Again, I told y'all the example that I personally experienced is that y'all move on quick. We still be stuck on y'all even after the heartbreak. Even if you abuse, however bad it was, we linger on to that for a while trying to figure out what we did wrong. So we take a minute. Unless you're talking about some just hope. We take a minute.
From a modern point. Right now, the roles reversed.
You're saying women take accountability for what happened after a relationship then?
I say we take more time. We take time to go to therapy, and we don't just run to another nigga. That y'all can be in a relationship and move on.
That was a yes or no question.
Everything ain't yes or no. Everything ain't yes or no. Sorry.
I ain't gonna lie to you though. Keep it real.
I'm just saying everything ain't yes or no.
The roles reversed. The niggas are the ones heart broke but hurt. The women are moving on super fast. They are.
We're moving on to business.
Roles are reversed.
We're moving on to creating legacies. We're moving on to doing things that are constructive. We're at a place where we are starting to descend.
They're running away from men. They're running away from
No, and you know what? No, let's talk. No. You know what? As much as I want to disagree with him right now, I can't. We are in a place where women are like, you know what?
I finally agree with some that 80 to can't make the stand. Bro,
I agree with some other stuff.
No, listen, he's right, because we now figuring out that because having y'all, we know that's not the be all and end all of our happiness. We can do other things with our time on this earth instead of trying to be barefoot and pregnant. So women are exploring what they want to do, what impact they can make in this world. Women are becoming activists, all kinds of things that don't revolve around slide down the wall with your Tony Braxton wig.
And you know what the worst part is? Most of them want to be at home with a man telling them what to do. They don't want to be working this hard. They don't want to. Like, if I was a woman, I'd be at home taking care of the home. Hey, nigga, go make that money. Go do what you do. I'm chilling. I'm feet kicked. That's what I would be doing.
Depending on your age, women that have been divorced and that have been through that know that it ain't always cracked up to be.
But here's the thing. Would you agree that most women are settling for men they don't really like?
Not necessarily.
Okay, what percentage of women do you think are settling for men they don't like?
I'm gonna speak for what I know. Again, I like to speak in what I experience. I'm the friend that when everybody's getting
percentage. No, you're not. If you're gonna be no. I need you to answer the question.
I'm
looking for a number.
I don't have a number for you. I'm sorry. None of us really have the number.
Let's go to the next question.
Okay.
You don't have the. I'm telling you right now.
My next question would be. So do you think the average modern man deserves submission? Or is that just entitlement talking?
No one deserves anything. There's what you earn.
It's what you earn.
And then there's what you deserve is what you're really saying, I want. But who owes you something? Anybody that just gave you something, anything ever for free, just cause? And you ain't getting nothing? So no, the answer is no. They don't deserve submission.
And I ain't gonna lie, you had an interesting point in the last interview, the first interview, about tall women being insecure. Now, a lot of women gave me some feedback from that was tall, and a small percentage of them said I can agree to a extent, but the part that they said you left out was they're not necessarily insecure about their height. They just tired of men saying some of them same things as you said. I climbed that tree, you good, stuff like that, so etc. So
the fetish
of just being tall. So it's kind of like really, it's bothered, insecure that like I'm always I got to deal with this the rest of my life. Somebody always way. And
so you said some of them came out and said,
yeah, that they agree, they understand why they could be insecure.
Yeah,
and some of them was like, because one woman said, well, all my life short men liked me, but I like taller men. She was 5'10". She her baby, her father.
That's how insecurities come about, though, right? Yeah. People say shit about you, and that's how you. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So
they insecure. I mean, we saying the same thing.
But the thing I learned is that, okay, I dated the woman. I think she was like 5'10", but her height never really bothered me. But her height probably bothered her. Because at the time she was tall, she had big breasts. She always, I got a breast reduction. Her back needs to hurt a lot, and I used to be like, damn, like
that sounds like a her problem.
This motherfucker's going to Miami to get the titties that you got. You
ungrateful. Pair of great titties, just complaining.
Shit. So yeah, I definitely deal with that, man. Dog, it's so crazy, man. This all the feedback that we was getting from these women, and like I say, it was almost like 60-40 negative positive. I think people were just, especially to some of the saying about your money is her money, it's my money, and all that. They was saying, bro, most women were saying you was speaking from a marriage standpoint. Bro, it's not no boyfriend.
It's literally night and day, my nigga. It's very simple. There's men they do like and men they don't like. And if she only like you a little bit or something, that means she don't like you. They would gladly give their money. Everything you heard me say, they would gladly give their money to a nigga they really, 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 really like. I was at a strip club one time, and I was talking to this chick. Same conversation within a 10-minute time frame. And I was like, she was telling me how she gives massages. Like, she'll pull up to your house or a hotel and give a massage. And I was like, do you do extra stuff? She's like, nah, I don't do that. And she was like, yeah, there's this one African guy who, I can give him a massage, but I don't know, I'm scared. He might try to like pick me up and do something to me, right? And then we started talking about her going to male strip clubs. I was like, well, what do you like about the male strippers? She's like, I don't know, they big and they muscular. They can like pick me up and like do stuff to me. And what's the difference? This man she likes, this man she don't. It's the same shit. So the problem that they have is that when you say something about a man, they automatically imagine the nigga they don't like and say, I ain't doing all that for a nigga. No, yeah, for the nigga you don't like, yeah. But that's because you're in a repeated pattern of being with men you don't like. Why would you continue to pick niggas you don't like? Dummy. I love you though. I love you though. You don't know dummy. You just don't know no better.
Cookie? Your response to that?
I'm gonna let y'all have that one. That's just weird.
So you don't understand. Stop. This is what I need you to stop doing. Stop looking at it from you and do more generalities. Do things in general, because you too personalizing everything about what you like. Don't. That's like me saying I don't know niggas who tell. I don't know niggas who trick. I don't know niggas who look. Like, I know these type of men. I seen them. I know of them. That's all we asking you to speak.
So number one, as a
not personalizing.
Hold on. Yeah. First of all, I wasn't even gonna personalize this. I was just letting y'all have it because y'all was having a ball. I prefer to do things from experience. Maybe that's just me being a grown ass woman. I don't know. And from me watching experiences around me, because it makes it more real and more believable. Because if we're not speaking from experience or learning from those around us, what the hell is we even talking about? We just, you know what I'm saying?
Get her.
So, first of all, I'm a grown ass woman, ain't nobody getting me. Like, throughout this
He's trying to trigger you. He's trying to trigger you is what he's doing.
You can't, though. You can't.
He's untriggerable.
Well, no, we're all untriggerable, but I understand that because I've seen some things. I know that some things aren't true because I've seen it. Because I've experienced some things, I know that some things aren't true because I've experienced it. I'm sorry, I only like to speak from experience. Now, we can do a little bit general, but if me speaking from actual experience and what I've seen is a problem,
So
What
real
we
quick,
doing?
Cookie, before we go this far, I was saying it like this. A man never put his hands on you, but you might have a friend that went through abuse. A man never did this, but you might had a sister or a family member. That's what I mean by relating to something. Like in that aspect, like you gotta know that you have seen things that you have not encountered before, but you know people have. That's all I'm
Yeah, I literally said that I'm the
That's all.
friend that when folks get divorced, so I think I've given examples of what other folks have went through. I wasn't a part of my grandfather's marriage. It was something I witnessed. So I speak from things I've seen as well. So because I know that these blanket statements are not true based off what I've seen and experienced, I can go,
How long was your granddaddy supposed to wait before he got some more coochie?
bro, my grandma wasn't even dead yet.
How long was he supposed to wait?
If you was a,
you ain't answer the question. You don't answer the question.
I'm saying now that you older and realize
They be wanting me to answer like ignorant shit, and that's crazy to me. It's not okay to cheat on your wife.
No, we ain't saying that. Say if she would have passed,
Okay.
how long would you want him to wait before he moves on grieving?
Once she passed,
Yeah.
I wouldn't give a time frame on that. But if you are breaking your vows, that's what cheating is.
Could she have sex in her state? Or was she like too sick to?
Well, before she got, I mean, as she was starting to get sick, she could still have sex. But I mean, like, come on.
You don't want to do that to your wife. You don't want to do that.
No. Was she?
No.
Was she? But did she still twitch? Did she ride the dick? What the fuck is going on? Don't be doing these kind of podcasts. What the hell?
No, that's not what I was saying. That's not what I was saying. No. That's not what I was saying.
Where's the pussy hit from? Could she ride it? Could he give her back shots? Was she weak enough to suck the dick? Excuse you, nigga?
No, that's not what I was saying.
You some sick ass niggas. That's what the fuck you is.
No, that's not what I was saying.
After she died, let the body get cold, my nigga. Like, put the dirt on the fucking casket. What are we talking about? I'm saying it could have been a few months, but the fact that this started before she died.
How long would you go without eating? Would you go a few months without eating?
You might die. You ain't gonna die without getting no pussy.
That's what it feels like as a man.
You can ejaculate when you got Vaseline. What are you even talking about? You can ejaculate with or without a body. What are you talking about?
They don't understand men's plight.
How often do you jack off?
Not very often.
Oh, nigga, you lying.
Not very often.
You lying. How often do you jack off?
80 the king.
Y'all can ask me questions, but now I ask you. We gotta cut a commercial break. See how they do women? It's some bullshit.
That part 2
Can't answer my question. Who's jacking off? What the fuck is going on?